Hello gorgeous, my name is Gia and this is my insecurity challenge video. So Luke Spurgeon, check out his channel, I mentioned it in this headline. He is a modern gentleman that builds warriors, so if you are a guy who is interested in that, go check out his channel. If you are a woman who is wondering what you're attracted to in guys or wanted modern gentlemen, check out his channel. There's a whole wave of guys, and he talks about embracing your insecurities. So today I'm gonna share you a bunch of the flaws and insecurities that I have with myself. I'm doing this video with no makeup because I think women, it should be commonly seen that we don't doll ourselves up every single time. So I'm gonna go through some physical, verbal, and character-wise traits that I have that I need to work on. The first things that I'm gonna mention are things that don't really need a big deal to be changed. My earrings, I feel like they're a part of me, and if I take them off, I look like a different person. I don't know, I just feel really self-conscious without them, so if I don't have them on, I feel like I look very miserable and dull. I don't know why. And then next here, I have a list of things that I'm really insecure about, but it's really hard for me, honestly, to feel insecure about physical things because I work on my physicality so much, eating well, sleeping properly, exercising daily, and taking care of my skin and not having bruises and dressing appropriately. So there's so many things physically that I'm not worried about, but these are things that I've been worried about throughout the years. So first thing is hyperpigmentation. So as you can see, my skin is super uneven and the color especially is around here. So I have talked about it with my facialist, and she says it's vitamin D deficiency, but my dermatologist says that it's from having a baby, because, and my OB/GYN also said it's from having a baby because your hormones get so out of whack. If you have been pregnant, your body will change forever and it will never go back to the way it was. Like your areolas get darker, certain parts of your body get darker. My freckles now just look like dark spots and they're in unideal places. I haven't showered yet. I'm about to work out, which is why I am in workout clothes. So and I was also tearing up a bunch of boxes outside for recycling. And so hyperpigmentation is the first one, just having uneven skin. And I look sick, or someone told me that I look like I had lipstick around my mouth, and I didn't have lipstick around my mouth. It was just hyperpigmentation, and it was a guy, and guys don't understand hyperpigmentation, and some women don't either because they haven't experienced giving birth or being pregnant, coming to full term. Next is broad shoulders. So I get called fat all the time, and I've been called thick, I've been called fat, and I'm 105 pounds, or like 7.5 stone or something in British weight. I've been called fat all my life, and I was anorexic for 9 years, and I'm 5'2.5". I say and a half because everywhere I check it's exactly the same. And then I also I'm quite svelte, and I have a mesomorph body type. So if you know your body types and exercise, you know what that is. But I get called fat all the time because, like, and especially growing up, because I had broad shoulders. So whatever I would wear would drop straight down, and it looked like I had no body shape, or it just looked like I had a very straight and bigger body shape. And so I have to wear things that are really fitted to my waist, wear a belt, and I'm petite, so I'm shorter and everything just swallows me. So I look like I'm wearing a potato sack if I don't have properly fitted clothing, which is why tailoring is very important and wearing clothes that fit you is important. Next is my teeth. So you can see here, my teeth are just crooked here, but for a very long time, when I was a baby, I was 3 years old, up till I was 3 years old, my two front teeth were destroyed. And I had, everybody always asked why, and I didn't even know why. And I asked my parents why they were destroyed. They said it was because I would fall asleep with candy in my mouth when I was in the car, and they would have to pull it out, and sometimes they didn't even know that I had candy, because if it wasn't a lollipop, you can't see that there's candy. And so it literally rotted my teeth. And they said that in some parts of the world, paleontologists have dug up bodies where, like skeletons, and they see their teeth is perfect simply because they did not have sugar in their diet. So sugar is really important. Or taking care of your teeth, a lot of teeth health is correlated to heart health. And also, a long time ago in the ancient times, people did have a way of brushing their teeth. They found like scratches on their teeth. I was at work, and this older lady, she was in her 40s when everyone was in their 20s, and it was like being a hostess. Like it's a job when you're young and you haven't really done, like, you don't need a lot of job experience. I had this job when I was like 20. This woman, excuse me, who's in her 40s, all the customers would point out to me and ask, why is she working here? She went up to me, and I know she was projecting her insecurity. She literally walked up to me and said, "You have messed up teeth." And everybody I know who knows me knows that, like, I have really scathing criticisms and really tough comebacks. I didn't say anything, but in my head, all I thought was, you're 40, you don't belong here. In my head, I didn't say it out loud. I don't know if she was jealous. I don't know if she was just trying to put me down. I live in the United States where I have searched all over for the care that I need for my teeth. Especially after you give birth, your teeth are so messed up that all your enamel is taken, and I have just struggled with my teeth. I had to get surgery on my teeth when I was 14, and it's been a pain point for me where I would never smile, and I would just, and people always ask why I don't smile in photos. That's one of the reasons why, because it's just really crooked, it's really bad. Didn't know how to do my lipstick properly, and it would just look worse. So it's important to understand the proportions of your face, to get different quotes from different places here in the United States for teeth care. I should have done it when I lived in Copenhagen, because because that would have helped immensely. Or go to Canada, but Canada is really strict right now. But I went to check the care, and each place said it was an average of $900 per tooth just to get the care that I need. So it's like the very last thing on my list. It's like retirement, savings for university and property, and investing, and then at the very bottom of the list for when I'm 80 years old, I'll get my teeth fixed. So like veneers or something, but you still have to take care of your teeth no matter what. Before then, when you have veneers, otherwise your teeth will get destroyed, your gums will be destroyed, and you'll live with horrible diseases. That's a really long one. So next is my hairline. So this is not a big deal, but it really does affect the way that I look. So you can see my hairline is uneven. A lot of people, their day starts with their hair. So if their hair is not right, they will go throughout their day feeling horrible about themselves. I have this weird hairline, and that's genetic, so there's nothing I can do about it except play with the tricks that I can. And I mentioned this in my It Girl School course. If you sign up to my email list below, you'll get access to it. There are so many tricks to appear more feminine by doing things with your hair, and really simple things with your makeup if you wear makeup. If I didn't have this one piece, it's like a really cheap version of a widow's peak, because it's literally just like a couple strands of hair. I have a really square forehead, and if you see my face, my hair is really thick that I jump in the pool and jump back out, and it's still dry. So my forehead is really square, and what I like to do is soften it by doing this, and you look more soft and feminine and approachable instead of just having it like a giant forehead. That's really masculine to have a more square face. And when you appear like this, when you have a softer jawline, there are so many beautiful jawlines. Like Keira Knightley has a gorgeous jawline. She has more square. Olivia Wilde, like some of the most beautiful women in the world, don't get me wrong. They're just gorgeous, just hands down gorgeous, and you can't argue with that. And it has been studied that when women are ovulating, they have a tendency to go with a man who has a more square jawline. However, in the long run, they also have a tendency to when they're not ovulating, to look for a man with a less square jawline, because it's not as it's more inviting and approachable, and it's not as aggressive. A long-term partner is someone that you can get along with, essentially, is what the study is implying in my interpretation. Next is my asymmetrical face. So half of my face is really different. Like this one's more masculine and more like the jaw is not as descending, and then this side is way more feminine and soft. I don't know if you can tell. If I do something even with my hair like this, like it should be symmetrical, but this is really down. This one's higher because my hairline doesn't help me, doesn't do me any favors. So I have to play with all these tricks and like stand like this in front of the camera. Also, when I smile, it doesn't help. It just changes the shape of my face entirely. So I know this is really like dissecting the crap out of myself to inelegantly say it, but my face, if you cover one side and then cover the other, I look like a completely different person on each side. And there's something in chemistry called chirality, where if you look at an equation or a chemical, it is not symmetrical. If you look at an equation, you're supposed to have them balanced. Murderers who have chirality, half of them is like smirky and teasing you, the other half looks really sinister. So I have this weird asymmetrical chirality where this is a much softer view of my face, or this is more aggressive. Because my jaw here is way more square, and if you look at different angles of me, I look like a completely different person. It's crazy. Camera tricks, hair to shape your face, like it goes way further than makeup. Like makeup is a whole other video. Next is my accent and not enunciating and speaking fast. My verbiage is all over the place. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a multiple citizenship owner. I lived on 4 continents, and growing up, all my neighbors, they notice that I have an accent sometimes. And so it just depends on who I'm talking with that it comes out. And then when I talk in an American accent, people think that my parents were, or at least I had one parent who was very, very American. Not true. I also don't enunciate. So I can talk really fast and just slur my words. And I find that people have a hard time hearing what I'm saying because I'm not enunciating properly. I also had this problem when I was singing and training for singing. And next is speaking fast. I'm trying to get the information out to you as quickly as possible, but also I think really fast. For those of you who don't know Ben Shapiro is this guy who's a commentator on politics who talks extremely rapidly. And I even took up a workshop, this wonderful Cindy Ferrara. She said that she could point at me and then I talk over 150 words per minute. She points at me and I have like something valuable to give, but I talk really fast to the point that people can't understand what I'm saying. And I'll give you an example right now of talking really fast. And the point to see how fast you talk is by timing yourself for 30 seconds with a stopwatch, and then you read a book, you read a couple pages until that 30 seconds is up, and then you count how many, where you started, where you end, of what you read. This is not scripted, by the way. And you can count all the words, and then you times it by 2, and then you see how fast exactly you speak words per minute. And the average people talk 120 to 140 words per minute, but I definitely talk over 150 words per minute because I talk really fast, I think really fast, and sometimes I'll even interrupt people because I think their thought is finished and I think they think as fast as me, but you do not understand what it means to be a fast talker until you talk with someone. And if you're in my mind, talk slow. You have more power when you talk slow. People lean in more when you take a pause, when you take a breath. That is a very huge insecurity that I have, and I am working on it as much as I can. I have had YouTube comments where people say, I love what you're saying, but I don't understand it half the time because you talk so fast. So you have to put the playback speed by the little toggle at the bottom of this video, put it on like 0.75 just to understand what I am saying. Anyway, I challenge you to share your insecurities today. Make a video, a YouTube short. It could be quick, it could be 1 second, doesn't have to be complicated and long just like my video is, or talking super fast. I highly encourage you to embrace your insecurities. If you want to master social graces, visit dixonetiquette.com and sign up to my free fine dining masterclass link below. Subscribe for a more elegant life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.